Welcome to that scene. While the comic book format began with 1933's Funnies on Parade, the first comic book to make a big splash was undoubtedly Action Comics 1, which launched the career of the Man of Steel himself, Superman. Recent sales of this historic comic has shot the world with incredible record prices, and the news media has made much of this million-dollar comic book, which had an original cover price of 10 cents. Naturally, people had begun to search their attics, basements, and closets, looking for a copy of this elusive treasure. Perhaps you too have run across a copy. However, before you start planning on how to spend all that money, please take a few moments to review a few details of this important item with us.
This is a job for Superman.
The problem with Action Comics 1 is that this comic book has been reprinted at least 10 separate times, beginning in 1974. None of these were exact reprints, but all were close enough to be confusing to many who may have found a copy. Let's look at the original edition and compare with the reprints. The original comic book, cover dated June 1938, hit the newsstand sometime during the late spring of that year. It was 68 pages long, 64 interior pages plus the covers, and included stories featuring characters like Chuck Dawson, Zatanna Master Magician, Pep Morgan, and Cowboy Tex Thompson. Superman was the first story in the book, and was 12 pages long. The comic book measured approximately 7.5 inches by 10.25 inches, with two staples holding the book together at the spine. Here's a photo of a copy, one that was graded by the Certified Guarantee Company, and certified as being authentic. There are some details on the front cover of this comic that we want you to look at. Please notice the rocks on the right side of the book, near the car's smashed hood. The yellow running board of the car, where Superman is holding on to. The two drops of sweat popping off the forehead of the man in the lower right corner. The first reprint of Action Comics was published as part of a series known as Famous First Editions. It was published with an outer cover, with the words written, Famous First Edition, at the top of that outer cover. Here's a photo of that edition, showing the extra outer cover. And a photo of the comic open to reveal an inside second cover. Content-wise, it's pretty much a page-by-page reprint of the 1938 edition, with one big difference: the size. This version is oversized, measuring approximately 10 inches by 13.5 inches. The second, inner cover is printed on slid paper, and closely resembles the original 1938 comic, but with these differences. The rocks near the car's hood are missing. The running board of the car is all green, and there are no white highlights on the front fender. The two drops of sweat are missing. The outer cover of this edition was on a heavier paper stock, and was held on by 3 staples along the spine, instead of 2. The outer covers have often been removed, leaving only the slid paper action cover, making it confusing for many. Other reprints of Action Comics 1 were smaller, closer to the size of modern comics. Most were issued as giveaways, marked free, or sold with cover prices of 50 cents and $1. Please note that most of the reprints, especially the Famous First Edition version missing the outer cover, have very little relative value. Only the authentic 1938 version sells for up to $1 million and more. So, if someone offers you a copy of Action Comics 1 for sale, be absolutely sure of what is being offered before you'd part with any money. Use a magnifying glass if needed to make sure you have something valuable. Tell us your story of your first comic book, or which comic book you would like to have. Thank you for watching That Scene.
You challenge me. I like that.